Welcome to the Mexpreneurs Podcast, the podcast about the stories of Mexican tech startup founders who are building world-class, fast-growing companies and having a positive impact at a large scale. My name is Sergio Chavez. I'm a Mexican based in Germany, a tech startup founder, executive, and mentor, and your host. Today we have Walter Mata with us. Walter is founder and CEO of Wasco, a science-based ConTech startup based in Monterrey, Mexico. Wasco develops sustainable and advanced materials derived from the waste and byproducts generated by the construction, mining, and plastic industries. They currently have two main products: a clinker substitute for cement and concrete production under the brand Tech Materials, as well as auxiliary materials used in construction under the brand Polycrete. These products are environmental friendly, have higher performance, and are more affordable than their conventional counterparts. Wasco established partnerships with leading cement and mining corporations across the Americas and Europe. This led them to establish a company in Canada to scale their technology and serve customers in North America. Similarly, they're about to open another legal entity in Peru to address the Latin American market. Walter is originally from Monterrey, Mexico. He has received multiple recognitions for his entrepreneurial journey, such as Forbes 30 Under 30 in Mexico, as well as MIT's 30 Innovators Under 35 in LATAM. He studied a bachelor's degree in business creation and innovation at the Universidad de Monterrey and is a self-taught chemist. His thesis to graduate from his bachelor led him to research sustainable materials to reduce the pollution and greenhouse emissions from the construction and mining industries. This is what later gave birth to Wasco. I hope you enjoy. Support for this episode comes from Skyflare, a cybersecurity company with a mission to make e-commerce safe for online shops and which currently protects dozens of Shopify-based businesses through its 360 degrees holistic protection. As an online shop owner, you know that every cent you spend in online advertisement counts, especially in Google AdWords. Therefore, keeping a tight control of your budget and the ROI are essential. Nevertheless, there are bad actors out there who can make those costs explode. Skyflare's Click Fraud Protection Solution helps you prevent and resolve those threats. At Mexpreneurs, we had the privilege to have Skyflare's founders in the podcast, including Juan Ocampo, a Mexican tech startup founder, and Skyflare's Chief Operations Officer. Visit skyflare.com/Mexpreneurs to learn more and also to get a 10% discount during your first 3 months of your annual subscription. Skyflare is at the moment available in Europe, Mexico, and Canada through the Shopify App Store. Hello, Walter. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Thanks so much for this opportunity.
And thank you for being here, Walter. So, Walter, please tell us, who is Walter Mata?
It's a crazy man. I'm Walter Mata. I have 27 years old. I studied innovation and creation business in the University of Monterrey. I told to all the people I am self-taught in chemistry and nanomaterials. And that is why I have received recognition about Inventor of the Year from the MIT Innovator Under 35. Well, I'm the CEO and founder of Was Company.
The craziness, I think, that's embedded into entrepreneurship journey. I think none of us that is totally not crazy is going to go into this big step. And I'm super curious about what you mentioned about being a self-taught on chemistry. What exactly does that mean? So could you please tell us a little bit about your background and why you ended up self-teaching yourself into those subjects?
The self-taught is because I'm not studied chemistry or nanomaterials. I don't have this professional studies or this type of professional study in the university or center of investigation, etc. I learned this type of things about chemistry, nanomaterials, how to develop sustainable building materials, nanotechnology, polymers, etc. because I introduced my project with different experts in this material, and I convinced to them to work with me and learn about this type of technology. And my final project of my thesis in my university, I put this final project with the Center of Investigation here in Mexico, and I tested and tried all this type of chemistry and nanomaterials learned with this type of engineers, scientists. So this experience that I had in the last years in the university, I get them to provide in my own company and project and this type of initiatives.
And of course, I think you've done a very good job in terms of learning chemistry, because also those awards that you've received as MIT Innovator Under 35, which is incredible. But please tell us, like, what exactly is that MIT Innovator Under 35? And how exactly did you were selected for that? How did you apply to it? How did it happen?
I think that is one of the most important prize to these innovators, inventors around the world. This type of prize is divided in different continents. We have the prize of Latam, we have Europe, Asia, etc., etc. So I selected to be an MIT Innovator under 35 in the year of 22. And the second point this is you register your pathway, your technologies, innovation in this form that they have. And they have a lot of huge in this context and with the expertise in different types of industry. So they select these different types of person to have prize or recognition about the MIT innovators. But per year, they select 35 persons, well, 35 under 35, but in these 35 they have 5 categories to give us this difference prize or more successful prize. In this year I received the inventor of the year, and this is a important point because I don't study chemistry or this type of engineer, so I just have this business licensing of this of university, but thanks of my experience or my relationship with this type of engineers and to learn more about this technology, I have my own technology, my own develop, etc. That's why I think I received this recognition.
And also, if I understand correctly, it's not only the MIT Innovator of Under 35 that you've received, you've also been awarded the part of the 30 Promises of Forbes as well. How did that happen as well?
I say to all, like, it's important to us to have these recognitions and prize because we have more credibility or all the world trusts in us if we have this type of prize or recognition. Because about my pathway and my context, I started very young this technology or this project. In this first, how do you say, step that I have, my challenge is about, I was very young to start this type of technology. So all the teachers that we have, all the experts in this material project, they say to me, like, you could not have this project to escalate in different parts. So you don't have the opportunity that say to me. So I think this is my first challenge about this project. But yes, I am a proactive, bold, and honest person. Always I am seeking to do a good to my environmental impact by doing business. This is my like a philosophy. We need to do business, but this business will be have a good impact to this social environmental impact. I have a phrase that says, if we need to make a greater impact, we need to sell more because since our business is focusing on sustainability and we always need to do the positive impact and social, environmental, and business impact in our sector.
And how exactly did that combination between sustainability, doing good, and business happen? What exactly drove you to that conclusion? What were some of your experiences that led you into trying to combine those two?
Well, about my personal perspective, well, I want to give you a context to me about me. So I consider myself an environmentalist and a lover of natural resource. That is why I worry about the environment. Mainly in my city, Monterrey. We start in Monterrey. Well, in Monterrey, we have a problem with the environmental impact about we are one of the most polluted city in Mexico. So in the 2019, we have been the top 10 of the most polluted city in the world. This is my first point about why I started this type of sustainable project. I want to be a generator to contribute this reduction of this pollution of my city. First, investigating what the main pollution factors are in my city. I found that one of the main pollute factors is the construction industry, specifically the industry of cement and concrete. Just have an example in this case. For each ton of cement produced, we are emitting 1 ton of CO2. Just to have an example, is all I mentioned. For a departmental and office tower around 40 floors, we are using about 280,000 tons of concrete. This is equivalent to emitting more than 220 millions of kilograms of CO2. What does this represent? Having to plant more than 22 millions of trees to be able to counteract this negative impact. So how could we plant more than 22 millions of trees? This is equivalent of 14 times the city of Madrid about their trees that they have in their city. So this is my perfect example to make this I have this understood to all the people that I say what is the principal problem that we are attacking. That's how I understood and care about this problem and started this revolution of replacing conventional construction materials with more sustainable or more environmentally friendly materials. That's the first point about why start or why sustainable project. And then that's why I founded Was Company. Was Company, just to have context, Was Companies is a science-based company focused to develop sustainable and advanced materials for the construction industry with negative carbon and circular economy. What's mean? We are we seeking different opportunity in new raw materials that these new raw materials that we are using is about waste material for the industry, about plastic waste, construction waste, mining waste. All our technology is based off the transformation of industrial waste. Currently, Was Company is divided into two business divisions. The first one is Polycrete. In Polycrete, if you can see in our video calls right here, we are creating sustainable building material based off plastic recycling. We are using PET, polypropylene, polyethylene, commodity plastic, and we know that we have a lot of waste material of this type of plastic. Our main product that we have right now is this Polycrete formwork. What is the formwork? If you know about the construction industry or the construction process, it is to use to make temporary molds for pouring concrete, and as soon as the concrete harness, all the formwork is removed. With this material, we replace the wood material, providing better environmental benefits, and we offer great benefits to our clients in terms of saving due to having a greater number of use versus the wood material in this application. And to finish, in the other hand, we have earth-tech materials. You can see the queue of concrete. This concrete or this cement is created by using mining waste material. Inertech material is focused to develop a new sustainable raw material to the cement industry or up to creating green and cement concrete from the using of, and transformation of mining waste. Why mining waste? On average, mining companies generate around 500,000 tons of this waste per year. The problem is that they have been throwing away and storing this material for decades. There is a problem that, for example, just in Mexico, there are more than 160 millions of this type of mining waste. Just about the sector of alkali mining. What is alkali mining? They produce sodium, calcium, bicarbonate, chloride. They produce a commodity from the industry. So we have a lot of this type of alkali minings around the world. So using in Mexico, again, we have more than 160 millions of tons of this type of waste material. This is a problem to this sector, but we seek an opportunity to obtain this material, transforming this material and create a value product, no? And that's why our technology, we create an electrochemical process to transform these mining waste and convert it to a principal to clinker substitute or even cement and concrete. What is a clinker? The clinker is the base of the cement. If you want to produce cement, the 90% of the formula of cement is clinker. Today, all the cement industry, they have a global objectives, SDGs, like example, to reduce their carbon footprint. For example, one of the most important cement companies around the world, Cemex and Holcim. Cemex has the objective of reduce the 100% of their CO2 emission in 2050. They have a big challenge, but Holcim is more conventional and their objective is to reduce the 30% of the carbon footprint globally to 2030. We have two problems to these two industries. The mining sector have a problem with their waste, and the cement sector, they needed to reduce their carbon footprint. And the unique form that they have to reduce their carbon footprint in the process is changing or seeking a new raw materials. In our objective of the business is not being a cement company. We want to be a raw material provider or supplier to the cement industry. So that's why we are creating this clinker substitute to the cement industry. And with this clinker, the cement company will have more green cement, reducing their carbon footprint up to 70%, being a zero emissional particle of PM2.5 and PM10, because we don't need to explode natural resource because we are using this waste material storage from these mining companies. And we have better properties than the conventional cement or conventional raw material to the cement industry. We understand that we need to have more sustainable project because it's not just like to say it's an alternative project or it's an alternative new raw material. No, right now it's necessary have this new raw material more sustainable, more friendly about the environmental impact, because we need to change this process and reduce our carbon footprint around the world. Because if we increase 1 degrees or centigrades, this principle, how to say, we don't need to increase 4 degrees our temperature, because if we increase 4 degrees of the temperature, we don't have opportunity to survive in this planet. This is the objective around the world with the biggest companies or global companies like the cement industry, the steel industry, they get oil, gasoline, etc., etc. So that's why we need more sustainable projects. And I don't know if you know Larry Fink. Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock. They say like the next 1,000 unicorn in the next generation is to decarbonize the world. Is this sustainable project to reduce this carbon footprint? If Larry Fink said this, we need to change our mind and create this type of sustainable projects.
We will be right back for a conversation with our guest. Support for this episode comes from Partnership Leaders, the leading community of partnership professionals and executives in SaaS and tech with over 1,500 members globally. We're living in the decade of the ecosystem, and every CEO needs to become a partnership leader. Just take a look at the top companies in the world today like Microsoft, Google, and Apple. They have all become platform companies, and partnership executives in IT have been the ones leading these transformations. Partnership Leaders brings these executives together and is building a playbook to enable CEOs and business leaders across industries to transform their organizations into platform companies. If you're a tech startup founder, Partnership Leaders is the place for you to learn how to leverage partnerships to take your business to the next level. I'm a member of PL and co-host of the Germany chapter, and have seen firsthand the richness and value of this incredible community. Visit partnershipleaders.com to learn more and to apply to become a member. Make sure to mention in your application that Mexpreneurs referred you so you can receive a special price if your application is accepted. And what I'm just curious, Walter, is like, how exactly did you decided to go and start your company? So you mentioned you were studying at university, a different major, not chemistry. You did your thesis, but at what moment in time did you decided to, okay, go all in entrepreneurship? Because I would imagine with your profile, you probably have also different career paths in front of you, probably good job options, some other career opportunities, probably even the opportunity to go abroad. What was that path? What were those decisions that you had to take to ultimately ended up building your own company?
About my career or my this career of the university, to have this graduation or graduate in my career, I need to create this business, a real business. That's why we started Was Company in 2019. When I graduated in this career, this is a requirement to graduate my career. I started in 2019, starting to develop this material base of plastic recycled that I said I learning all this chemistry and nanomaterial process with the scientists or experts with this center of investigation here in Mexico. All these things that I learned with them, I take this to implement in my own project or own process product. That is the point that I started in 2019. Then we have a lot of challenge, a lot of experience about how to develop new products and introduce this new product to this market in the construction industry. Our first product that we developed, it was bricks 100% plastic. Is one of our first product that we developed, but we understand the principle inside that we need to have a good position or a real position in this market, because this brick based on 100% plastic have the best properties or characteristics versus the conventional brick. So it's more lighter, thermal, have insulation, protect, not flammable, have this all the things that is superior to the properties to the conventional brick. But the cost per brick is so expensive. It's like a 3x to the price of the conventional bricks. But we don't understand in bad way when we started, because we're thinking like all the market want to buy our product because it's sustainable or have an environmental impact value. But it's not the point, because we understand that the construction industry, they want to use, yes, a new material, change the process, but to reduce the cost, not to have more expensive the cost of the construction. So we understood that and we changed our mind to how to develop this type of new products or sustainable products. And when we learned all these things, we started to analyze and study the principal necessaries of the industry and what type of material they have, what is the cost of this material in the market. And with these insights, we start to develop a new product. The first one that we start with this new philosophy of to understand the market is the contact formwork. Because if we use this material to versus the wood material have uses like 5 times. You can use 5 times in this application, and our technology you can use more than 50 times. Is 10x have more number of using to this application. We are providing more benefits to our clients about to reduce their cost. And the second point is you can have this environmental impact buying or using our technology. That's the point. And the second one about the eco clinker with earthen material, we saw these problems to this two industry, and it's just to connect with our technology, the electrochemical process, and obtain this ability with the two industry, you know.
And also, you mentioned, so you started Wasco because of the requirement to graduate from university. But let's say at some point of time, you could have said like, okay, now I have my degree. Thank you very much. I'm going to go and do something else. But you continued through that path. No? So what was that trigger that told you like, okay, let's continue down this path. Let's build this business?
In recent years, I have defined my life purpose, and my life purpose is to leave a better world for the following generations. And I want to leave a better world. I must to contribute the reduction of this carbon footprint. That's why in the personal purpose, I want to start this project, and I don't have this scary about to start this project. That's why I focus to develop this type of technology with high environmental impact. And I wanted to attack this root the problems generated by the cement industry. And we know that with earth materials, we will be able to achieve it now.
Walter, you were born in Monterrey, have lived in Monterrey, but my understanding is that now through Was & Co. and through all of these exposure that you've had through awards like MIT and so forth, now you've also had international exposure as well. Can you briefly talk us about like what is some of your experience abroad beyond Mexico?
Currently, we opened operation in Canada because we raised a seed round in Canada this year because a founding company from Canada and other partner that we have in Canada, they understand quickly our technology and the opportunity to this mining and cement sector because Canadian people, their most important business is the mining sector. So that's why they understand so quickly this technology, this opportunity to them. And yes, actually, we opened this operation in Canada. We are talking with other partners in Peru because Peru have one of the principal business or industry in Peru is the mining sector and cement sector. We have these partners or allies in Peru to open operation in Peru to escalate our technology. And we have other companies in Europe, principal in Spain, that they want to for us to escalate our technology in a row principle. That's our operation right now, but actually we have investors from USA, Canada, Grace. We have Mexican angel investors. This Mexican angel investor is like they are owners of or shareholders of one of the most important cement company in Mexico. Other is mining, they have all this owner of mining company, etc., etc. So we have this smart money, like we say, the smart money to invest in us to have this opportunity to have this relationship with this person of companies. Right now, our opportunity to escalate our technology is the size of the patent that we have with this electrochemical process to these mining companies or cement companies, and then they will operate this plant or this technology in their own property to have this obtain these mining waste and transform these mining waste to create their clinker or their cement product. So we have this opportunity in other countries. Our strategy to escalate this technology is finding three partners case is like this funding company that they will invest in this seed capital to introduce and escalate in their country. The second one is like a country manager, principal one company about our country manager to management all the relationships, contacts, or future clients, and have all the plan in all the business plan or operation plan in this country. And the second one, it will be a cement company or mining company or the both. Canada will replicate this strategy and Peru. So that's our strategy to escalate our technology.
And especially how you ended up, as you were mentioning, first realizing that problem in Monterrey, but which later on, I think as you've been realizing, it's actually a global problem, no? So it's not a problem. And I think the fact that that's opening the doors in so many different countries with so many different partners in investors, I think that's fascinating. Walter, we're unfortunately reaching the end of our conversation. And of course, we're going to dive deeper into Wasco in our next conversation. But what I would love just to wrap it up is to get your best advice for other aspiring founders who are listening to you. For those who may want to follow your path, also start their own venture, what will be your best advice for those that would like to follow your path?
I have 2 points. The first one is I have a phrase. In español es antes de emprender, emprende en ti. Before start in yourself. This means that first we have to know whether or not we are capable of carrying out a project of this magnitude. That is why I recommend this personal introspection to identify our skills and weakness, your dreams, first and passions, accept all the good and bad things and work to improve our areas of opportunity and continue growing. And the second one, find your ideal partners and team that will help you open doors, contacts, and experience to reduce the learning timing and achieve your abilities and goals more efficiently. In my case, I understand that this technology is to solve a global problem. So if I want to escalate my technology, our technology around the world, I need this partnership or this person that they will open doors or open different big contacts to support and increase our this opportunity and continue our growing. You need to get these things and understand that you need to have these ideal partners and team.
It's a team sport at the end.
Yeah.
Walter, thank you very much for sharing this fantastic career path in which you are. And again, I'm very much looking forward to our next conversation and to dive deeper into your business. But in the meantime, thank you very much and looking forward to talk to you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Walter. And thanks to you for joining us today. Please remember to subscribe via your favorite podcast app to be notified about new episodes and share with us your feedback. We would love to hear from you. Thank you also to the Maxpreneurs team, Valeria Morel, Héctor Barragán from Hyper Voltage, Francisco Jaimes, Pamela Elizalde, Katia Cruz, Rocío Marroquín. I am Sergio Chavez. See you next time.